format. So, as you can see on your screen right now, there is a whole new format. And the most important thing, the point loss system is gone. You cannot lose points anymore. There's just no way of losing any points. You can relatively lose points to other players who play better than you, but you can't go minus. So that's really nice. What do we have instead of that? Well, we have 5 maps in total. In the first 4 maps, we're just gonna play. The higher the better, and you're gonna accumulate some points, right? If you get first, you get 25, and then you go down the line. You wanna get as high as possible, as fast as possible. You wanna be in first place to get as many points as possible. Then, in the final map, map 5, we're gonna have some crazy stuff happening. Only the player who finishes first in a round of 2 laps will, quote-unquote, win. And they will be finished for this step. They will lock in their points plus a multiplier. And the multiplier can be 2x, 3x, 4x, or 5x even. Now that's a really, really high multiplier, so you want to get that, but that is very, very risky. Because the way it works is you get a couple of 2x multipliers in the first couple of rounds. Then we go to 3x, then we go to 4x, and only in round number 8 we get a 5x multiplier. And after that round, you can't get any multipliers anymore. You're stuck on 1x, which means that if you don't get in at round 8, you will fall behind the players who did get one of the multipliers in the first 8 rounds. So you could potentially like DNF the first couple of rounds if you really feel confident on the map and you're sure that you're gonna get first in the later rounds where the multiplier is higher. But I don't think anyone is gonna try and risk that. That is really, really scary because the difference between 1x and 2x is huge already. So yeah, that is a really, really exciting format. We've just seen it in the Challenger series. And yeah, I mean, people were immediately going for the 2x. You could clearly see it. I don't think anyone was trying to save it up because, well, there were some players that got a high amount of points that were really strong throughout the step, but did not manage to lock in any of the multipliers, and they fell behind in the end. It is really important there. And yeah, my analysis on this new format is that this might be a little bit of a buff to spam, first of all. Because one, there's no point loss system anymore. And statistically, on average, spam lost on a percentage basis the most amount of points throughout the seasons. Like if you look back at the last couple of years, spam kept losing the biggest percentage of its points, or at least in the top 3 or something. It's crazy. He kept losing a bunch of points, so that's gone, which is good news. Then we have, of course, this new multiplier system. And we'll have to see, but spam is a king at getting in the top 8 somewhere, so I'm sure he's gonna get one of the multipliers at least. So I think it's a buff to spam. The new patch, we have the champion spam who gets buffed. His Q is stronger. No, I don't know. But that's the wrong game. Anyway, it's also a little bit of a nerf to Carl Jr. maybe, because I think it's harder for him to get 5x multipliers, and that's the way people can get ahead of him. Because it'll be very, very interesting. We'll have to see how that is going to work out. Here we go! The TMGL Step 1 will start in about 1 minute. Welcome, everybody, to Step 1 of the TMGL. We have 1 warm-up, and then we're going to go into Airbridge, the 2nd edition, because we have seen this map already. It was in the TrackMania beta season. But, of course, this is a remake into the new game with some tweaks. So, yeah, it's different. Familiar, but different. The beta season. Just 1 more minute to go into the warm-up, and then we're gonna start off finally, as we have Kappa taking the lead in the warm-up. This is showing something, maybe? Oh, spam with a really, really nice speed out of this plastic section, and that's gonna give him back into 2nd place. Look at all the people on the map! It is crazy. So many players are spectating the TrackMania Grand League, cheering for their favorite player, which of course is Spam from Alliance. Make sure to type Go Spam in the chat to get some hearts next to his name, as we're gonna start in 30 seconds. Oh, look at the previous screen. That's great. This is the identity here. Over the fragile block we go. This means that if you go into the wall, your car will be completely totaled. So players are gonna try and avoid that one. A little bit of a drift here by Kappa and Papu as we try to keep grip on the downhill. And we go back into lap number 2. Alright, so quick recap of the format. We have 4 maps where we just want to get as fast as possible the highest position in the game. Oh my boy. Oh boy. Well, let's hope that's not going to happen. And we are live. The TrackMania Grand League Step 1 has commenced. And Spam is immediately already in the top 2 places. He has a great inside line on the first turn. And will once again go inside. Nice low airtime. And Spam has taken over the lead. This is a great start for the Dutch player as he moves into first place already. At least everyone behind him. That is what we like to see here at the start, of course. But Pack and Kappa don't... I'm not gonna let go that easily, but Pack makes a huge mistake at the start and he has to go for the respawn. And now it is a battle for first place between Kappa and Spam as I'm losing my voice in 1 minute into the cast. This is promising as hell as we are moving into the next section. Gwen is in the mix as well, but it is Spam still holding strong in that first place. Alliance is on the left side of our screen because he is indeed... holding first place, as I'm saying it. Of course, Kappa and Gwen are going for the overtake already. But this section here, Gwen is going for a jump. Hello? What is this? This is an interesting line. It doesn't look to be better here as Spam overtakes Gwen quite easily. Kappa with the left jump. Spam has to release a little bit. Going for the safe route. And that means he will lose some time to Gwen and Kappa here. But at least he will make it. Oh, but here comes Worker, who has had an insane identity. Going for the overtake on Spam. And Spam has to give away his third place to him. Still though, that is a good first lap for Spam here. Holding strong in the 4th position. Alright, jump here coming up. Hopefully no landing bugs for everyone. It looks like everyone has passed this little jump here. As Kappa is taking over the lead and has now 0.3. Oh no, 0.2 ahead of Gwen. As Gwen is actually going in a little bit. Worker jumps too far and he goes into the wall. Spam says thank you very much. I would like that bronze medal from you. Gwen going inside as Kappa and Spam. Oh, but Gwen. Okay, what is going on in this step right now? Gwen with a different line, not paying off for him as he goes right on the checkpoint. Kappa now solely in the lead and he is very, very far ahead of everyone else. Oh, but Spam wants to go for a risky line but gets the airtime. He is... Oh boy. He makes the jump, right? He does make the jump, but he will get slow-mo blocked. And that means that's going to cost him some more time. No huge mistake, but yeah. This is going to cost Spam quite a bit of time. Aurel takes over in the best lap. No, it is Afi. I was just kidding. Kappa still holding strong in first place as Spam has fallen behind quite a bit after this couple of mistakes. He is now behind rookie Grenadi here from... Team Attacks, and he's a new player in the TMGL this season. And he, fun fact for the players that people that don't know, Grenadi is actually a wheel player. Yes, he is playing with a steering wheel in the Grand League. It is insane, but you know, he is most comfortable with that controller. So, and apparently it's working for him. He is in the top 16 players of the world. Going over the plastic, it is Spam still holding strong in 10th place. Nice low airtime. Going for the attack on Afi. It's not going to be enough for any overtakes just yet. He is 3 seconds behind Kappa right now. Mostly because of that mistake. Because of course the pace was there before it. But a little bit of airtime here and then too much of a ramp cut cost Spam a lot of time previous lap. Right, we're moving into Identity 3 out of 6 right now. And once again, Spam takes it quite well. Coming closer to Grenadi and Bran here. But the gap is still there for sure. Binks, also a rookie in this new season, is going for the overtake on Spam. Just a better first turn here by the French player. And Binks is now moving into 10th place. Spam is not going to give away the 10th position that easily with a nice start from him. But of course, Binks takes it really good as well. Low airtime jump here for Spam. This might be the opportunity for them to come a little bit closer. But once again, it is not enough yet. Ooh, good inside line as well. But yeah, everyone here has an insane pace. They're just doing a good couple of turns. Is not going to be enough for any overtakes. Although, as I'm saying that, he is actually doing so. With the inside line going on the plastic. This time going outside, hopefully getting a lot of speed. Binks is being left behind as he gets a bunch of gear downs and is almost no speed anymore. But Spam gets the clip. He wanted to go for the low airtime, but it's not going to be enough and he clips a little bit. Luckily though, it is not an insane mistake. He just loses a little bit of time. And that means he's still in the battle for 10th position versus Binks here. But look at that. Who is that on our screen for 1 second? It is the French player Papou. who is in 12th position just behind Spam here. Alright, identity number 4. Spam taking it safe once again. But Bran slowing down quite a bit here. That is an opportunity for Spam to go for the overtake. And now he is back in that 10th position. Kappa still holding strong in first place. But yes, 0.8 of a gap between him and second place. Aurel in second place right now. Kappa is insane. Look at this. Where is Kappa? He's not even on the screen right now. Because he crashed! Oh no. Hello? Caster curse is flowing through me. I feel the power. I feel it. I have unlimited power right now. I don't know what just happened. Anyway, Spam is because of that now in 9th position. No, actually, Kappa is second place right now. But he did go for an overtake on someone. I think one of the players must have made a mistake. I think it must have been Gwen, because Gwen is now in 13th place. But here, look at that. Papu is in the mix, and he's going for the attack on Spam. Spam needs to try and hold on to his position here, because Papu is looking fast. Oh, good landing here by Spam, but he gets the no slide, and that's going to cost him a lot of time. Will he be able to make it up the hill? He does so indeed, but this is still very, very slow because of the engine cut block. That's going to cost him quite a bit of time. Muda goes for the overtake, but luckily no one else is able to take over Spam here. And Spam holds on strong in the 11th position. As you can see here, Bran is on the prowl. He's looking to get that juicy 11th position. But Spam is still holding strong. Through the house we go. And into our last lap. We are in lap 6 out of 6. Wait, Kappa's in first again. Hello? What is it? No! What? I'm not gonna respect that Kappa anymore. It's over. I'm done. I'm not doing it. How is that possible? I spectate Kappa for 4 seconds, and the 4 seconds is he crashes. That is crazy. Okay, but Bran... Oh, but Binks makes a mistake. Is this going to be enough for Spam to go for the overtake? No, it is not. Bran also overtaking Spam here. Spam is in 12th place. Will we see some crashes in the end, though? This is going to be the last identity. Oh, Bran with a wonky landing. Spam going for the attack is not going to be enough, though. Bran has too much of a gap. And Spam will lock in 12th position. Aurel wins with Carl Jr. in second place. Worker, the rookie here in his first ever... map gets third place. Very good job by him. And the people that are biting the dust, Spec, Scrappy, Tween, who are in the last couple of positions. Kappa is somehow 8th, even though he makes like 2 crashes. So that is quite insane. Right, and here we have the points in the end. As you can see, it is really skewed towards the top. You want to be in that first place, and Aurel takes it with 25 points. Right, not the most amazing start to the season here for Spam, but luckily though, there are 3 more maps where you can accumulate some points going into the last map. Map number 5, where we get the multiplier. Right, let's warm up on the second map. Right, Eurosky 2, the world record on the leaderboard currently is by Papu, 708.9. 708.9. And Spam is... is 18th here. But that does not mean he is going to be slow, because he might have trained offline. So don't not worry yet. Click, 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 indeed. Right, and here we go into Euro Sky number 2. Oh! There's going to be some people here in chat that are full risk takers and are going to stand close to the edge here where all the players are driving. So hopefully everyone is safe. Alright, and here we go. 10 seconds until we go live into the map number 2, Euro Sky, which is going to be another remake of the beta season. The race is starting. Can I get some go spams in the chat as we're going to go into map number 2? Spam in 12th position currently because of his his previous map. And, oh, we see some interesting starts here. Oh, but people are immediately going for the risk, but getting the bounces, which is looking funny, but they're going to be behind because of the airtime they generate with that one. Oh, but, oh, what? Huh? Scrappy with the SD? My full speed heart is proud. What an insane line here by the Belgian player, and it is paying off for him. He is in the top positions as we see a huge mistake here by... Who was it? Kappa, who made a huge mistake. He's now going to be 2 seconds behind. Spam in the middle of the pack right now, in 8th position. Falling behind a little bit because of a somewhat not that strong line there in the middle. Oh boy, Tween makes a mistake. Scrappy is falling behind. And Spam is taking over people left and right. Goes for the high speed line here. Bran is being left behind. If you hold on to the reactor boost going up in the hill, it will drag you down a little bit, going for the low airtime and an insane amount of speed. So that is definitely what you want to be going for. We're going into the first identity. Spam is going so close to the wall and he's going so high speed. And it is paying off for him. He does make it. Alright, first lap is over. Spam is at 9th position right now, looking quite strong. Orel, who got first place in the first map, but Spam touches the checkpoint. Does not get an acceleration penalty, so we say thank you to the gods of Nadeo right there. And we're going to continue in our journey here on map number 2. Orel has... making the gap a little bit bigger here compared to Spam. So we have quite a bit of a room to catch up. As I switched to Worker, who was behind Spam just 1 second ago, but made a little bit of a mistake. As you can see here, Scrappy is in 10th place right behind Spam. But oh boy, okay. I'm cursing everyone here. Left and... Oh. What is happening? Can I stop? What? Alright, here we go. Over the uphill. Of course, Spam with the low amount of speed is going bouncy bounce over the hills. And that's costing him a lot of time here. Now Scrappy has overtaken him as well. And Spam falls back to 14th place. Papu with the best lap. He is also in first place right now. As we see a mistake here by Binks. This is an opportunity for Spam to come closer to the French player and maybe get some overtakes. Getting at least some points out of this map. It's not going to be an insane amount, of course, because, well, it's hard to catch up to these insanely fast players here in the field. Pack has taken over the lead. He is now 1 second ahead. God tier Pack. Thomas Cole is in first place with over 1 second. Massa in second place. Orel is on third. I do not dare to switch, but I'm gonna do it. As you can see here, Massa is immediately deleted from second place. So that's how it works. That's what happens if I zoom in. Alright, Spam in 14th. Ooh, here we have... Well, there you go. We're still spectating Massa. He is now... Oh. What is happening? What am I doing with all of this power? Spam has moved into 13th place. Tween right ahead of him as Binks has made a mistake. Oh, Spam going for the overspeed. Going for the overtake on Binks. He is being left behind. Now Scrappy and Tween are close by, but not that close yet. They still have about 0.2 of a second here ahead of Spam. But that is catch-upable, as I say. Scrappy once again going for the drift, as you can see. Interesting approach here by the Belgian player. No one else is going for that, but it looks fast until he releases it the turn after. Then it's, of course, a little bit slower. Alright, here we go. Pack still in first place, but Orel is incredibly close by with only 0.0 second behind, or 1 second behind. And Scrappy struggling a bit in this turn. Spam is coming a little bit closer as we move over to the next precision section. Inside line here by Spam. Low airtime, looking very good. But this reactor boost is very important. You gotta indeed keep it as you're moving over. And Tween does not do this And he does not get pulled down. And as you can see, that makes a huge difference. Spam and Scrappy taking advantage, taking over his position. Now going Scrappy and Spam taking left, right, and this is very entertaining to watch. Oh, but Spam touches in the inside a little bit. Therefore, he doesn't need to release, and that means he comes closer to Binks once again. Binks does go for the overtake, however, and Spam has to make do with 12 plays for right now. Pack has made a mistake. He has fallen behind 2 seconds. Papu now taking over the lead. Afi and Aurel in second and third. Let's zoom in a little bit here. They are driving, as you can see right now. Papu is looking strong in that first position. Afi and Aurel on the prowl. Alright, here we go. Spam still in 12th place, looking at the behinds of Binks and Scrappy. Over the ice we go. Spam releasing a little bit. Scrappy going outside. Binks going inside, risking it for the biscuit. It does pay off for him. Binks and Scrappy are going in for an insane battle in 10th place, as Spam is just looking to get anything out of this one here. Binks going for the risky line, jumping up and down. Scrappy not that fast. Will he get the reactor boost pull? He does so, but not that much. And Spam is taking advantage. He's going for the overtake. Inside line here by Spam. Very strong in lap 5 out of 6. Scrappy is being left behind. Now, Binks is the next target, as Spam is a little bit faster here in the identity. And he comes closer and closer to the French player. Has to release and almost touches the pole, but he is fine. Inside approach here by Spam once again, and he is on a faster pace than Binks. Might go for the 10th position here. Oh, but Binks releases. Spam does not. Spam goes full risk, and it is paying off. 10th place for him. The pace is a lot better here as we're moving into the later stages of the map. Carl Jr. seems to also take that line that Scrappy was doing. Muda has made a mistake. And you do not want to make a mistake on this part of the map, where there is a huge amount of speed to be gained. If you are falling behind, you lose a lot of time here. As you can see, Muda is being left behind. Carl Jr. is now in 8th position, right ahead of Spam. Spam is slowly creeping up in positions here, as we're moving closer and closer to the finish line. Afi! Oof. That hurts. That hurts. He goes into the hole and has to respawn. Now, Gwen with the mistake. Spam is a lot faster. Spam gets the drag down. And Spam is just sniping positions left and right here in the end. Look at that. Now in 7th position here, going into the identity. Last identity coming up. Carl Jr. is ahead of him, but there is quite a bit of a gap, but he is faster. Is there going to be an overtake here by Spam and Carl Jr., or will this be it? No. Oh, but... And here we go. We ended up with Spam in 7th place, which honestly... it's quite good in the end. Last lap was really, really good. That was very nice here by Spam, coming back and looking strong here in the end. And scoring himself 7th place. Not bad at all. Alright, Spam moving up on the scoreboard. 19 points for himself right now. Alright, here we go. The best map of the season. It is the Clash map. Ha! You thought it was Barrel-istic. No, it is not. It is the Clash map. It is Clash time. Alright, so you in the chat will be able to play. You can see here on your screen right now how it works. You type ++ in the chat to accelerate. Minus to brake. You can go left and right by typing the arrow keys. But keep in mind that RS will only be done by the mods in the channel, I assume. Make sure that if you are able to turn on low latency, because remember, when you see something on the screen, it actually happened like 3 seconds ago-ish, right? So keep that in mind when you're typing left or right, that you need to do it before you go into the turn. When we reach on, I will also be counting it down, so you can make sure to see it. Here we go. We are live. Alright, going straight so far. This is going really well, chat. Okay, we have to go downhill into a couple of checkpoints. Yes, oh, look at the 5 head chat going right. And we will be making the turn. Currently, we are, yes, in first place. We have the 5-hat chats here, right? Right here in our chat. Right, going through the checkpoints. Keep in mind that we have some delay. We will be able to make the turn, so I won't respawn unless it is extremely necessary. Alright, good recovery here. Going for the inside line, inside approach. Alright, still making it. Alright, a little bit of a wall touch here, but this is still looking good for us. We are falling behind a little bit now. Keep in mind that we do have a delay. So what you say, it takes a little bit for it to register on screen. We're going to the next checkpoint. Let's take over Tween if we can. Alright, still making the turn. Ooh, that was very close, but we're making it. And we're gonna go into the finish here. There we go, over the finish line. Currently in a battle with Worker and Tween, maybe. There's a lot of streamer karma being farmed because the ++ command is also something in spam chat. That is extremely funny. But we are currently being 13th. Can we snipe Worker in the end? There's 1.5 minutes remaining for us to catch back up to players. 12 positions right now for us. Right, good turn here. Look at that. The inside line by this chat is absolutely stunning. Alright. Wallbang strat. Hillis does not approve, but we are gonna go with it. Alright, let's get up this hill. And through the checkpoint we go. Look at that, we can catch Worker. We have 30 seconds. Oh, Worker has released a little bit. Alright, about 10 seconds to go. It looks like we will be finishing in 12th position. GG everyone, clap in the chat. We won against Tween, Aurel, Grenadi, and Muda. And the others, I don't know, that doesn't matter. GG's to the chat. Yeah, there's a lot of streamer karma being farmed. Alright, and here we go into the incredibly bright Tween. There we go. Our next map is going to be the best map of the season. Hands down, that is an objective fact. There's no way around it. It is just the straight up truth. Map 3 out of 6, Barrel-istic by Banano. And this is the one where we're gonna have to see a lot of stunts here. Let's zoom in on Spam as he is doing the warm-up. Lots of flips, lots of jumps, and lots of airtime management. As you can see. And Spam is taking the lead at the start. This is promising to see. This might be his map here. Overreactor boost into the grass. And of course, it is not over yet with the jumps. Okay, interesting approaches here. We will have different approaches by people. And, well, Spam just leaked his secret stat, I think. Spam is taking the 5-head move by using the respawn route to get an insane amount of speed. Now that's what I'm talking about. Right, and here is the identity. You do a flip and then you take the magnets and you go over the top, over the kop as they say in Dutch. And we're back at the start with a little bit of a plastic bounce that Spam didn't make. Alright, but luckily though, it is for... Oh no! Spam with mass murder. Oh, I hope everyone is okay. Alright, here we go. Live, map 3 out of 5. It is Barrel-istic. And Spam with the low airtime. This is a good start by him. And as you can see, a nice amount of speed going out of it. The steering wheel is OP though. Grenade in first place. Going into the second jump. And it looks once again like Spam has a nice jump here. Going low airtime. And only Papu is now ahead of him. Going for the low jump into speedy lines. And Spam takes over the lead. This is what we like to see. I'm zooming out a little bit here. As you can see. Spam now in that second. For still first place. I'm just spectating people who are behind him because there's no one to see ahead of him. Spam still in first place on his way to 25 points. Papu going for the attack on the inside line. And Spam has to defend this first place from Papu. The line, here we go. Spam is taking the line. Respawn route into inside. And this should net him a lot of speed going out of it. Papu is first place, but look at that speed by Spam. It is a rocket. And he is back in first place. What a line. Absolutely insane. And it is paying off. Spam is leaving everyone behind. He's 0.2 ahead of everyone. Oh my god, my voice is gone because the line is so awesome. And Spam is taking over first place. Look at that gap. As we are jumping, Spam holds strong. 0.2 ahead of everyone here. Let's zoom in on second place so we can see the gap that Spam needs to hold on to. But it is looking very good for our Lions player here, as he is still strongly in first place. Muda is hunting though. With only 0.2 of a second between him and Spam, it is a little bit scary, but we know the trick up Spam's sleeve here. That respawn route. And I'm sure he's gonna use it again. Coming into this next section. He does so indeed. Respawn coming in. As you can see, Muda overtakes. But of course, that is because he goes inside. But here comes the overspeed. No, Spam does not get the upper gear here. And that is vital to this line. Instead, it's going to lose him some speed. But... Oh! Okay, he's fine. I thought for a second that he was not going to stick. But he does. Spam will lose some time here. He is still strong, though, in 4th position. And with an insane plastic bounce... bounces himself back onto the podium. He is back in 3rd place. Only 0.4 seconds behind Muda here. Papu going incredibly low. Somehow survives it. But look at that. The speed by Spam is higher. And he is going for the overtake on the French player. Leaving him behind. Muda is the only one left between Spam and 25 points on this map. Onto the grass section we go. Who is that right behind him? It is going to be Grenade here. The wheel player. The new player in this season. My hands are in my hair. It is incredibly nail-biting right now for Spam as he goes over the reactor boost. And we're gonna go for another respawn route line here. No one else in the top is doing it. And, oh boy. Okay, so that is an interesting landing here by Spam, slowing him down quite a bit. And that's gonna cost him a lot of time. And he goes for the respawn. And there we go. I think he got an acceleration penalty on the magnet. I think we need some Nadeo engineers here saying like what happened there. But I don't know, man. I think that's going to be some salt from Spam right there. Because that was not the way it is supposed to work. That is definitely not the way it is supposed to work. Alright, Spam now back in 11th position. Slowing down quite a bit after, of course, an insane start to this map. But Sadly, some mistakes here in the middle part of it. The pace is there though, so we might see some sniping. Although he is currently, I'm not kidding, 5 seconds behind the next player, Massa. That is quite a bit. Tween though, a little bit behind Spam here. But let's see what he does. He's going for the respawn route once again, trying to get some back some time. He does so indeed, and sadly does not get the upper gear, but let's hope no landing bugs in this one. No, he does do it fine. Pack now gets the best lap. He is in second place with Muda in first. We are in a lap 5. Lap 5 of the 6 now. So 2 more laps to go. With Spam being in 12th place. Right, Tween did go for the overtake, but that means Spam has a target to get back at. But Tween is actually slowing down quite a bit. Spam going for the overtake. He's now in 11th place, scrambling for some points here. As Muda is still in first. Grenadi in a solid second place with Pack in right behind him. Nope, Pack is in second place once again. Let's zoom in so we can curse someone. Here we go, onto the grass. Muda, first place. Pack, indeed, still second. Let's see what the players are doing here. Pack is going for the fast line. Will he be able to pull it off? Grenadi going insanely wide here. And Pack gets the upper gear. Let's see what Spam is doing. In the meantime. He gets a nice and successful respawn route. Jumping into the wall. But Massa is here. Looking to get some points from Spam. And gets a better identity as well. Spam losing ground to his German competitor. As we're moving into the last lap. Lap 6 out of 6. Spam on the 11th position. Massa wide arriving, indeed. Alright, Muda still in first place. Pack is looking strong though. He's only 0.3 behind him now. As you can see here, the top 3. Grenadi still in that third place. With Muda and Pack ahead of him. Spam in the battle with Massa still, but Massa is extending his lead. Where's Carl Jr.? He is like 2 seconds behind Spam, so there's quite a bit of a gap here between Spam and the rest of the players. Let's see how this looks like. Oh boy, where's Grenadi going? He is going quite wide, and that means Pack will take advantage and get into second place. Where's Muda? Hello? Muda! Hello! He had to go for the respawn in the last lap. Oh boy. And that means Pack will lock in 25 points. Muda is going to be sagging and a half right here. Oh, the identity here. Spam has more speed. Will he snipe Massa in the end? He does so indeed, leaving Massa behind. And Spam locks in 10th place. Very nice last identity here by Spam, getting 10th place and leaving Massa behind him. Massa molding. Alright, and here we go. This is the scoreboard so far. Spam holds on to 11th place on the scoreboard with 23 points, but we have one more map to go by. We can accumulate some points, but yeah. Yeah, that XL penalty was not great. I can tell you that. But what can you do? Alright, our 4th map, and this is going to be the last map where we have the regular point accumulation phase, and then we're going to go into map number 5 where I will re-explain, don't worry, but we're having some interesting formats right there. The points look like this right now. Aurel in first place, he's doing really good. Papu, strong. Grenadi, who got in at the last moment in the TMGL, is proving he should be here. 57 points for the German player. Very good for Grenadi here in the first step. Of course, it's not over yet, but there's no point loss anymore, so those are definitely locked in. Very good for him. Pack, strong in the previous map, is closing in on the top positions. We have Avi, Carl Jr., Bren, Kappa, Muda, Worker, Spam, Massa, Binks, Gwen, Scrappy, Tween. Alright, here we go. On the edge. With about 30 seconds to go, On the Edge will commence. And we will go into the last map That is going to be the point accumulation phase. So there are 2 maps to go. Map 4 and 5. Nice low airtime here by Spam. And the identity is closing in. I think we will be able to see it in the end. So what is happening here? You drive over an engine cut block. And then you need to go really tight here between the poles and the pool. Not clipping anything. And you get, when you do it with high amount of speed, you get a whole lot of time on the people that go slower. Engine cut means that there's no acceleration on that whole part. If you make a mistake, you can basically respawn. It is very scary, and the players need to be able to go between those tight places. Alright, here we go, live on the edge. Spam not with the best of starts here, but hey, you know, it is only the start. He can catch up. Going over the grass, nice low airtime by him. Spam going for the attack. Right, here we go. Inside line here by Spam. And sadly, though, this is not paying off. He is falling behind into 16, giving us a beautiful overview. That is very nice of Spam to think about all the spectators that want to view everyone. And we now have the best overview. No, FV has messed that up as he makes a mistake, but Spam is generous enough to once again give us that overview. Kappa has too far inside and he goes full stopping into the reactor boost block. And it is over and out for him. He needs to respawn. Oh boy. Alright, we're moving on to the first identity here. As you can see, already on an engine cut block, Afi of the most amount of speed. Spam going for some attack lines here. Going for the drift and oh, he clips and this is going to cost so much time. Double clip. Yeah, this is basically over now. Because if you clip like this, well, we're just waiting for Spam to finish the lap here, basically. Because the engine cut means that you cannot accelerate. And losing speed there is extremely deadly. Spam losing a bunch of time. Somehow Kappa is still behind Spam. Interesting. But yeah, the gap is now huge. So I will be focusing a little bit on the top positions. Because, well, there's not a lot of Spam to do here. So I'm sorry. But we're going to look at the action for a second here. Massa has taken the lead. Trying to get 25 points. Papu in second place. Aurel and Gwen also looking strong here as Carl Jr. wide arrives on our view. Alright, here we go into the identity. Let's see if Massa, Papu and Gwen can survive this one. So this is how... Oh! Papu goes into the pole! Gwen takes a little bit of a hit as well. Losing a bunch of speed and he goes to the left. Yeah, I mean, this identity is not... Wow, Gwen, what is happening? This identity is not easy. I can tell you that. It is not easy and... of course, some mistakes are going to be made. Massa, however, is looking incredibly strong. Aurel has been strong this whole step and once again is in second place here. Battling it out with Binks. Binks only on 20 points so far. Not the best step for him so far, but hey, he's looking strong so far. Sorry, I'm saying so far a lot. Okay, there he goes into the wall. And yeah, Castle's curse, I guess. Binks is going to lose some positions. Luckily, though, there are a bunch of Frenchies on the backup with Aurel, Bren, and Gwen all being in the top positions here. Carl Jr. basically being French as well. And he is in that 5th place. Massa making the Germans proud in 1st place. Alright, here we go. Another identity coming up. Massa is like more than a second ahead here. Look at the Gwen's identity line. And this is... Yeah, if you full risk it and you have a lot of speed, it can really, really pay off here for Gwen, who now takes over 2nd place. What is Grenadi doing? He is currently with 57 points here. Doing really well in the step so far and is also decent on this map with the top 8 position. Massa still almost 2 seconds ahead. Look at the gap. Absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at Spam here, who has... Still is holding on to a 15th place. Kappa is 9 seconds behind Spam here. So that is pretty solid. But Papu is still about 2 seconds ahead of Spam here. Alright, we're closing in on the identity. So let's take a look at what Spam can do in the identity itself. Over the checkpoint we go. And yeah, I mean, the pace is there. As you can clearly see, some mistakes though really can mess up your game in the 6-lapper format. As Spam is trying to close in on Papu. Nice amount of overspeed. Will come a little bit closer. Identity coming in. Identity 4 out of 6. Alright, and here we go. Perfectly done here by Spam. And takes the identity like a champ. Oh! And the power move has been done again. I zoom in and of course, immediately, Massa makes a huge mistake. And falls down. The first place is now being battled for between Pack and Gwen here. As Gwen is still looking strong as well. He is in 3rd place. Holding on to that bronze medal and is actually looking for some silver. Massa is falling down all the way to the 9th place, even though he had such an incredible pace. But yeah, one mistake can really ruin your game here. And it is now between Gwen and Pack for that first position. Lap 5 out of 6. Identity coming up. Pack is fast. Pack has overspeed. Pack is going for 1st place. Going wide at the first start. And does it perfectly. Then has to brake, but still touches the poles. And that's going to cost him an insane amount of time. It is over and out for Pack. His dreams for 25 points. And now Gwen is the only one who survives. First, this identity on lap 5. And he takes over 1st place with about 0.6 of a second. Carl Jr. is 2nd place. Alright, Afi now, top 5. Gwen, still strong in 1st place. But here comes the boys. As, let's see here. Grenadi and Massa are closing in on Afi's 5th position here. Oh, and here he comes. Binks is fast. Binks is wide arriving here. And wants to go for some juicy points. Gwen still in that 1st place, looking very strong. By the way, in the meantime, Spam has overtaken Worker. Worker has made a couple of mistakes, and that is allowed Spam to zoop by him and get into 14th place. Right, here we go. Gwen still 1st right now, but he needs to not make any mistakes in the end. Let's zoom in here on Carl Jr. because he gets an overview of 1st and 2nd. Will Gwen hold on to his 1st place and get the 25 points here? It does look like he does so indeed. Gwen takes the map win. Carl Jr. 2nd, Brent 3rd, Aurel. Then Massa going back strong. And let's see, take a look here at the last identity. Spam has to make do with the 14th place here. And not an insane amount of time of points here going into the multiplier zone. But if you get a 5x, that's still 100 points, baby. Alright, and the score looks like this. Spam with 25 points. Scrappy and Tween only behind him. But the multiplier will change up a lot here. If you get a 1x versus a 2x, can change a lot. Of course, the 5x is a juicy target. Alright, here we go. Quick overview of the format. As you can see here, we are now on the final map. There are multipliers to be gotten. What happens now is we will be playing 2 lappers. We will play a round of 2 laps. The player who is first locks in his multiplier and cannot play after that. So there is a risk reward here. If you immediately lock in your multiplier, you only get a 2x. Then it will go up to 3x, 4x, and even 5x. And that is, of course, what you want. But that is very risky because if you don't get it then, it's only a 1x. So that is what is going to happen now. Alright, here we go. The warm-up is being done on pole party. Of course, a nail-biting identity here between the poles and everything is going to be scary. It's okay if the format is flying by you guys for a little bit. That's fine. It will become a lot more clear once we get into the heat of it. Because, well, of course, visually it starts to make a lot more sense when people get their multipliers, okay? Don't not worry about it. It's going to be clear. But yeah, the... Oh! Spam is actually... Look at the 5-head tactics. Look at the 5-head tactics. Going for the triangle. Alright, here we go. The first multiplier to be given out. As you can see on the left, immediately we see that only the player that is first will matter. The player that is first locks in the 2x multiplier in round number 1. After that, the player will not be able to play anymore. So, yeah, we'll see who is going to get it. It is not going to be Scrappy, who makes a mistake here by clipping on the inside. Spam is in the middle of the pack right now. Afi is hunting for his doubling of his points. As well as Binks, Carl Jr. and Muda, who are in the top positions. There are immediately some DNFs, but do remember that people don't DNF on purpose. Or well, they do a DNF on purpose, but if they make a mistake, you might as well DNF because you cannot catch up to the best player of the round. Right, here we go. Over the dirt as Spam clips a little bit. And this is going to be, well, hard for him to catch back up to the top positions. Let's zoom in a little bit. Carl Jr. is in first place right now, driving between the poles. He has 64 points and will be quite happy with a 2x multiplier, I'm sure. Because that means he will get over 100 points. 128 to be exact. A power of 2. That is easy mass. Binks, in the meantime, is looking strong as well. He is looking to get a 2x multiplier, stealing it away from Carl Jr. Right, here we go. The battle rages on. Binks and Carl Jr. still in first and second. Massa is in third place, looking strong, but hey, you know, he is not there quite yet. Let's zoom in a little bit on this battle. It is only a 2-lapper, so after this it is over and out. And the player who gets first locks in this 2x multiplier. Currently looking to be Carl Jr. from Canada. Our previous winner, of course, and favorite for this season, I'm sure, of a lot of people. Alright, here we go over the dirt. Carl Jr. on his way to a 2x multiplier, but it is Massa who is close by. If Massa can full risk, no he can't, because he immediately makes a mistake and it's over and out for him. Let's take a look at Afi, but no, it's going to be Carl Jr. who takes the win here, locks in a 2x multiplier, and Carl Jr.'s final score will be 128. And Carl Jr. will be the first player where we definitely know what his final score will be off the step. 128. Cannot improve it further. Cannot lose anything. This is going to be his final score. The other players, though, still have some multipliers to be gotten. So let's see what they can do. I'm sure that Carl Jr. is just looking to lock in any multiplier at all. And is quite happy with his result here of the 2x. 128 is nothing to scoff at. Let's see what Spam can do in this round. On pole party. Looking strong here at the start. Spam is definitely in the mix here for the second 2x multiplier. It is going to be between him, Scrappy. We see Tween and Afi as well in the battle. But it is Spam who takes over the lead. And he gets the 0-1 on his car, indeed. Going inside pole now, takes a nice amount of speed over the dirt. Spam really wants that 2x. Wow. Wow. I'm still here. Spam still wants to get that 2x multiplier. Moving from 25 points to 50 points. I'm sorry, chat. Still though, Afi and Tween also thirsty for some points. And they are in a battle with Spam for that 2x multiplier right now. Over the dirt we go. And we are closing in on that identity, which of course is incredibly scary. With the inside line here, Spam going for higher speed, I think. Oh, everyone making it? Indeed. And it's going down to the second lap. Who will be the fastest player here? Spam falling behind it by 0.2, but that is catch-upable, as Afi has still is currently virtually driving the 2x multiplier. Spam needs to start pushing here to catch back up to first place, as Afi is looking strong. Still about 0.2 behind. Gwen also looking strong here in second place, wanting to get that 2x. But it is still Afi in first. Between the poles we go. Scrappy is not making it. Tween is exiting with a lot of speed. Aurel is looking strong as well. Gwen, third place. Afi still in that first place though. And he's actually extending his lead on the other players. Oh, but yeah, Spam does make it. And now Spam is moving into second. And that means we are going to hope for an Afi crash. Because if Afi crashes here, Spam locks in the second 2x multiplier. The identity is closing in. Afi needs to make sure that he gets the identity to lock it in here. Otherwise, Spam will happily take it. Here we go, identity time. Afi makes the mistake and Spam gets the 2x. He gets it indeed. Oh, I feel sorry for Afi, but this is exactly what we wanted. Spam locks in the multiplier and goes from 25 points to 50 points in the end. Wow, this is beautiful. Yes, not a 5x multiplier, but at least that 2x and 25 points is a lot of points, ladies and gentlemen. And Spam makes sure that he got it in the pocket. Absolutely beautifully done by Spam here. He just put himself in a position where if Afi makes a mistake, he locks it in. That's where you want to be. Very nice. Why am I spectating Afi? Okay, I'm so excited by Spam winning. Sorry guys. Okay, let's zoom in on the first place. There's going to be another 2x multiplier to be given out here. Bing's currently on it. Can I get some spam loves in the chat for Spammiej here? He is here to receive your love. Not the best first step throughout the first 4 maps, but at least gets that multiplier. That is somewhat of a bittersweet moment here. Because, oh, Massa makes a mistake. Which means there is some points to be salvaged, right? Right, here we go. First identity here. Gwen and Binks are battling for the 2x multiplier, but look at the speed of Binks. Absolutely beautiful. Moves into first place. Let's take a look at Grenadi. Alright. Grenadi in third place right now. Oh, but Gwen makes a mistake, and this is Binks' opportunity here. This is his 2x multiplier to give away. There's a... I can't believe that Gwen and Work are DNF'd, and Afi and Kappa are still relatively behind him. That is beautiful to see on the scoreboard, but here we go. Binks is on his way to a 2x multiplier, multiplying his 37 points. And that's going to be a decent result for him in the first step, for sure. Grenadi, though, that's going to be a juicier multiplication. 72 points. That's a lot. Everyone is DNFing because if you don't get first place, it doesn't matter. So once you make a mistake, you might as well DNF because the round is over for you. Binks on his way to getting the 2x. No Afi mistakes here. And he locks in his multiplication of 2x. And he's going to be quite happy with that one, I'm sure. Alright, here we go into the next round. And we have another 2x multiplier here. Oh boy! We have a huge mistake and someone flying in our screen here. Alright. Let's zoom in a little bit, because it's all about that first place. Afi is once again back at it. And he is the favorite to win this round so far, the 2x multiplier. Other people, the other players are being left behind right now. Yeah, Spam, I agree. I think this 2x is... This step would have been quite bad if you didn't get a multiplier. And with that multiplier, it really saves it. You get more of a middle of the pack kind of step. It's pretty good. Alright, Afi in the lead. Looking very strong here. More than 0.2 ahead. Hopefully for him, he doesn't choke again. Oh, as Papu jumps off right there. Pulling a Soya. And here we go. Afi first place. Massa. Wide arriving here. Oh, Grant makes a mistake. Let's zoom in a little bit. Scrappy. In third place there. But it looks to be between Massa and Afi right now. Massa is faster. Massa with 42 points. Oh, but he goes into the wall. He goes into the wall. And that means that Afi is once again looking solid here in that first place. But yeah, you know what happened when Spam got his multiplication? It was Afi who made a mistake in the final identity. So we'll have to see if he can keep his nerve here. Yeah, that line was insane. The respawn route line on Barrel-istic. Alright, here we go. Afi. It is his round to give away. The 2x or the 0x. Let's see what he can do. Will the 48 points be multiplied? There's a couple more sections to go, of course, including that feared identity. Scrappy is giving it his all to go for a full multiplication of 9 points for him. But sure, I mean, 9 points is 9 points. Alright, Afi, let's do this. No way! Oh my god, Afi! Oh, sad for Afi. That's a feels bad, man. The 9 points yoinked and locked in. In a way, that is really good for Spam. Because wait, really? Scrappy goes from 15th place to 15th place. Okay. Right, here we go. Now the 3x multiplier is on its way. And there are only 4 more multipliers to be given away. The 2x's are gone. We now have a couple of 3x's, a 4x and a 5x. So the multiplications are going to be insane. But the pressure is also going to be insanely high. And it looks like Pack is like, yeah, you know what? A 3x is good enough. Let's actually start playing. He is now in first place. With Worker being right behind him. Back going for the diagonal line for low airtime. It's going to net him some speed. Worker is on the attack though. Going outside, inside for more speed. Comes back into second place. Pack holds on to first. Ooh, nice inside line by Worker here. Almost not making it, but he does make it. Very good job by him. Oh boy, Kappa makes a huge mistake as well. And look at that. It is Tween. Tween is on his way to the 3x multiplier. What is happening in this last map? The players with the lowest amount of points are going for the multiplications. It is absolutely crazy. But it is once again Afi here who is in a battle for first place. Let's zoom in a little bit. Grenadi in third. Afi in first. Tween in second. Between the poles we go. But that feared identity is still left to be done by Afi. But the space is definitely there for him. There's no denying it. Tween and Grenadi are on the hunt here. But it is Afi's multiplication to give away once again. Can he do it? Will he lock it in this time? And was it all a 5-head play to make sure that he gets the 3x instead of the 2x? We'll have to see. Grenadi in second place. He's the one who can really benefit from an Afi mistake here. And Grenadi really wants it. The 3x multiplication on 72 points is absolutely insane. Alright, Afi, do it. You can do it. Grenadi is faster! Grenadi is faster! And Grenadi goes for the overtake and Afi buys the dust once again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So, Afi is modding. And Grenady, a huge winner in this step right now. 216 points. Wow. And that is a step. Grenady proving he should be here. And he's doing it. What a chat. Alright. It is time for Pack to get his 3x as well. He is in the lead right now, and look at that. Who is in third? Yes, indeed, it is our boy Afi, who somehow, through thick and thin, is still able to keep up the pace. Not being that tilted, although maybe his last identity might tilt him a little bit. He is still battling for it. That is a sexy photo by Afi on the board, by the way. I don't know if you guys caught that, but Afi looking good. Once in this round as well. In second place. Papu, only Papu ahead of him. Here we go, Papu in first place. Aurel a little bit faster, and Tween as well than Afi, but Afi is keeping up. Ooh, nice airtime by him. Almost not making the mistake, but he is still in. Aurel, on his way to a 3x as well. And Aurel has 83 points. He will even... There goes Papu. Aurel will even surpass Grenady here if he gets a multiplication. Absolutely crazy, but he won't. He won't, because he just made a mistake. And it is now Tween, who is going for the 3x on his fully 8 points. But Afi as well here in the mix. And here comes Massa. Massa with 42 points. Can Massa do it? Oh boy, here we go. The end is near of the two lappers. Deja vu. I have been in this place before. Afi is first again. And by quite a bit. So let's see who gets second and therefore gets the multiplication. Come on, Afi. Come on. Come on, Afi, you can do it. Massa going inside. Battling with Tween. Tween makes a mistake. Afi, can you do it? Massa is done. Afi makes it though. And Afi locks in the 3x. 5-head move by him. He doesn't need the 2x multiplier. He wants the 3x. GG. Well-deserved. Well-deserved multiplier for Afi there. And he ends the step with 144 points, currently in second place. Very strong step by him. Alright, here we go. There are only 2 spots left, 2 multipliers left. If you don't get a multiplier in the next 2 rounds, you don't get any at all. And you will fall behind the others who get huge bonuses. So it's going to be really important for the players here to get themselves a lot of points now. The players that really want to get it, especially Aurel here. Oh, okay. Aurel's not going to get the 4x. Massa? Massa is going for the 5x as well. So let's see who's getting the 4x. Papu, Pack, and Brand looking strong right now. There's no Afi to be seen anymore because, of course, he has locked in the 3x already. No way, not really a pad DC, right? I hope not. That would be sad. Alright, here we go. Pack. On the inside line. Strong. Very strong. Brand inside now this time. High amount of speed for him as well. Brand coming back. And he is looking to get his multiplication locked in as soon as possible. Back on the hunt though. With his 63 points, that would be very juicy to get a 4x. Oh! But he needed to risk it for the biscuit. And yeah, well, he is British, but it's not working. The biscuits is not coming his way. And now Bran is the one who has the multiplication in the pocket. Unless he pulls an Afi here, he is going to get the 4x. Hello? Bran? What is that? What was that even? Okay. Yeah. Brent donating the 4x multiplier to Muda here. Pack, even with his mistake, is somehow still second. But it is all up to Muda to get his 4x free. Can he do it? If he makes a huge mistake, it will be Pack benefiting from it. But he's so far behind, we have to zoom in on Muda here for that last identity. Oh, he's going close to the pole, but it looks like he's going to make it. He will do so indeed. The Australian will get his 4x multiplier, multiplying his 32 points with 4 times. And that is very nice indeed. And he is going to get equal with Carl Jr. if my math is correct on 128. Yeah, indeed he does. Equal with Carl Jr. A tight third place for Muda and him. And now here we go. The pause champ in the chat. The 5x multiplier. Oh boy. If Aurel or Papu or Pack or, you know, if one of these players get it now. Oh boy. Here we go. Worker out. Massa in the lead. Pack in second place. The big boy Massa is on 5x right now. Pack is looking fast. Going through the poles. It is between him and Massa right now. The others are falling behind by about 0.1 to 0.2 of a second. The battle rages on. Pack and Massa. Pack with the inside line, but he loses, of course, some speed to Massa once again. But Massa takes the hit on the inside. And it is over and out for him. And Pack is now in the lead. The last spot here. If you don't get the multiplier here, you don't get any multiplication. Can Thomas Cole lock it in? Alright, into the first identity. There's one more lap after this. But Pack does make it correctly. Kappa is still quite close and is going for the attack. As you can see, full risk here by Kappa. He wants to put pressure on Pack here and try and force him to make a mistake or maybe just catch up to him. The gap is about 0.2 of a second. Pack clips! Oh no, Thomas Cole clips and this is giving Kappa the 5x right now. Oh boy, oh boy. Aurel is still in the battle as well. And Pack is not out yet, but he is a little bit behind now. He's gonna risk it for the biscuit. We are in the second half of lap number 2. And Pack does have the speed. Look at that. He's already catching up back to Aurel. Kappa still first place though. And Pack needs to hope for a wonder here. With Kappa making a mistake. But yeah, this is Kappa's 5x multiplier to give away. But Pack makes the mistake. Gives second place to Aurel. He is not going to get it, but Aurel. Oh, he really wants that 5x. Look at that. He has 83 points already. If he does that times 5, well, I guess you can say he's going to be the step winner. Kappa on his way to the multiplication of 5x, but he makes the mistake and throws it all away. Kappa loses like a bunch of points in one turn, and Aurel is going to be the absolute chat, taking an extreme amount of points in this step, and he can basically AFK the rest of the steps. Aurel gets plus 332 points. Plus 332 points. And Aurel dabs on all the haters. Alright, and here we have the final league ranking. Aurel. With the dab. We have Grenadi with an insanely good first step for him. Afi. With a very nice 3x multiplier. And of course, Spam in the top 10 still. Taking over some positions because he got the multiplier and a lot of players around him did not. Hello? Hey, greetings.
Hi. Can we turn this on? Oh, yeah, it works. Dude, what
Yeah.
the hell is this light? Wait.
Let me set up. There we go.
Wait, I don't hear you. I do hear you. Hello?
Let me see. The Discord thing is a little bit off. What if I do this? No. All right, gonna quickly fix this. Hopefully.
Damn, dude. Only 365 points. That's not a whole lot. That seems like a small gap.
Let's see here.
Definitely catch-upable.
Yeah, I mean, can you tell us a little bit about what happened in the step while I'm trying to fix the interview scene?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll have to wait.
Yeah, we'll wait. Nah, the step went, I mean, to be honest, not as expected. The thing right now is one mistake equals almost 5 seconds or 6 seconds of a time loss, which is just insane. And yeah, I made one mistake on... I mean, I started off every map really good. Airbridge, beautiful start. One mistake, bada bing, bada boom, 6 seconds down. Then Eurosky, boom, great start. Mistake, bada bing, bada boom, 6 seconds behind. Then Clash Time, we played absolutely horrible. Barrel-istic, man, popping off first 2 rounds. No, 3 rounds even.
Here we go.
What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. 3 rounds in, I don't get a good flip. And the thing with that map is that it's so beautifully built that you actually cannot make the next jumps properly without respawning. So instantly lost 8 seconds. And on the edge, absolutely terrible map. Well, it went terrible. Also on Barrel-istic, I almost took fastest lap. I was 300s behind pack. Could have had an extra 2 points there. But on the edge went horrible. One mistake in that first lap was already enough to put me far behind. And then I went in the last map with 25 points. My goal was to, I mean, get a multiplier. And obviously it's the first time, so I just went for whatever I could get. And I got a 2x, which is fine. But yeah, looking at that, I think I could have even put more effort into getting a 3x, 4x, or 5x even.
Yeah, maybe.
Based on what I saw right there, it feels like people that go for the 4x and 5x, they are really pushing it. They are pumping it. And when you are pushing it that far, you obviously are prone to making more mistakes. But yeah, what did I get? I got 50 points in the end. I'm 10th. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, if we just exclude the ridiculous 415 points by Aurel, like, what the hell is that shit? Dude, what? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's quite a bit of points, right? Over 400. I mean...
Dude, he's already, like, he's legit already in playoffs, most likely. Like, for real.
I think so,
like,
yeah.
Not even kidding. If I do the same steps like I've been doing right now, I would just barely pass him.
Yeah, and that's assuming he AFKs.
And that's assuming he just starts, like, he always, every week, has internet issues and cannot start step.
Yeah. He pulls
That
like an F1 or something for a couple of steps. Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
That is just crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, he did a really good step. Like, a lot of people played really good. Grenadi played really good.
Yeah.
Who else played really good? I mean, Aurel, I was expecting more from Papu. But then again, who am I to do? Like, I played pretty poorly, so I'm not gonna say who played good or bad because I myself played pretty poorly. So, yeah. That's that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit of a bittersweet moment, right, to get that 2x at least, because if you didn't, you would be even further behind. And now it's like you're decently in the middle of the pack, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. It's not I don't think it's a terrible step actually. 50 points. I do still believe that if I get after today, I actually don't think getting 2x every single week is enough. Is gonna be enough. Well, it really depends how many points you get throughout the first 4 maps.
exactly, yeah.
But I think if you can land like 40 points plus a 2x multiplier would be really good. But yeah, if one guy just gets 400 points in one step, yeah, well, hello. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
well, there's gonna be a this is like the exact. He had the highest amount of points and got the
Yeah.
5x. I don't think that's gonna happen
Yeah.
every step. So
No, I
this is
don't
of
think
course the
so
extreme
either.
situation. But it's gonna be hard to catch back up to him. But yeah, if you're looking
Crazy.
at top 8, you just need a couple of good steps with a 2x or 3x, and you should be fine. I think. I mean,
Yeah. And also this step, like I wasn't nervous. I didn't have any. I don't know what it is. It's just that like so I watched Challenger, right? And there were a lot of mistakes, and people were driving quite slow. And there were like 2 or 3 people that made a clean lap. So I was just gonna assume like, okay, in TMGL, probably 8 players or 9 players are gonna do a clean lap. But there were still a lot of mistakes. Unfortunately, I was one of them, and you lose just so much. Listen, the thing with these maps is on every map, one small touch loses you 3 gears and about 5 seconds. Like it's like I'm serious. This last season, this wasn't the case at all. These maps are so ridiculous where if you miss one gear, I mean, let's take Barrel-istic. So that line that I was doing guaranteed you a 5th gear. Okay? If you do not get the 5th gear there from the ice all the way through the end, you lose about 1 second. 1 second just throughout that last 20 seconds. It is absolutely crazy. Like it's super punishing doing a gear loss or just obviously a small touch. Right now is 5 seconds, but imagine if we didn't have the update with the XL penalty, we would be losing at least 10 seconds, maybe more. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy.
yeah, exactly. Just like in Barrel-istic, when you don't get that gear, it's only when you do the plastic bounce you reset the speed or something, right? So you will carry it
It's
through all the way to the plastic bounce, which is a very, very long time.
yeah. And on Eurosky, I made the mistake at the reactor boost, and literally me doing that mistake lost me 6 seconds because I had to go up the hill. I took all those bubbles. It's just I don't know. It's crazy. But then again, I got 50 points. It's better than 25 if I didn't have a multiplier. So overall, I'm pretty happy. No point loss depression on a Sunday evening or Monday. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you got 50, not 0. So
Exactly. So how was the cast again?
yeah, I mean, it was really fun to do, but there were a little bit of warming up mistakes again. So, but that will be smoothed out next week.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I can't wait for another week. What do you think is going to happen in the rest of the season with all the players? Because we've seen a little bit of an impression here by quite a few players from surprising to the upside to the downside. Can you say a little bit like?
I think it's gonna keep going like this for sure. With people such as Tween and Scrappy probably bottom fragging most of the time. I don't know why Gwen only showed himself on the edge. He did really good there, but I think he's just really busy with school once again. I do know that Afi is like in the middle of his finishing his bachelor degree, so he is also going to be having so much trouble. But yeah, I think the way this step went, I think we'll see it go like this throughout the whole season, actually, because we will only have one map now every week to train. And I think that it will definitely, the skill gap will be closed throughout the season. But for now, it's gonna remain like this. Not sure if Aurel is gonna keep bumping out those 400 plus points, but hey, crazy.
I mean, if he keeps doing that, then it's easier for you to get in top 8 because he is getting all the 5x multipliers, right?
The funny thing is that he tweeted out. Wait, what is his Twitter? Aurel. What is his Twitter? He tweeted out something like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take this step very calmly and see what the other guys are gonna do, and then I'll start implementing it in the next steps." Wait, let me
Oh,
just
really? Wow.
read it.
I think he implemented it on the spot. I don't know.
Yeah, here it is. Motivation and time was hard to find, as always, when you're not in the mood of competition yet. I will mainly use the step to see how the level is compared to my pace. Still hyped to play.
What a burn.
Dude, what is this? I mainly use that step to see how the level... Dude, this tweet aged like a fine cheese. Hallelujah. Crazy.
He's basically saying that everyone is below his level. That's clear.
Yeah, what the hell? Nah, but overall, pretty happy. I know what I need to work on. I mean, okay, so I took the banana not before the step, but in clash time. Mistakes were made. Honestly, I blame it on the banana.
I think that must be it.
It was the banana.
Yeah.
Banana timing was off.
Well, then you know what to do in week 2.
Yeah, honestly, my schedule wasn't good today. However, my warm up was really nice. Actually, I had good warm up, good focus. Like everything was. Damn, I don't know. There's no point loss. I'm feeling pretty good. Wow, cannot believe it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, what is your first impression of the new point system now that you played the first step in it? But yeah.
Well, getting top 8 is really important now because 8th place gets 15 points and 9th place gets 5 points. So I need to work on always getting top 8, and that is something I'm gonna really work on. My motivation actually is way higher now after this step done than what it was like 4 weeks ago. So that's good.
That is very good, yeah, because I mean, if you're playing while having fun, it's a lot better than really like grinding it because you have to, right? Obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, I practiced a lot, but I think it was really difficult to find the motivation after streaming for 5 hours almost every day. It's really tough to then in the evening still boot up TrackMania for another 2-3 hours. But crazy. Wait, should I tell the story now? How I found that line on Banano?
Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah, everyone is still here. So, okay, so there were 2 people. I mean, was it only me, Pack, and Massa doing it, or did someone else do it as well?
I think it was just you 3. You and
It
Pack?
was only us 3. Oh, Kappa did? Okay, Kappa did. Yeah. So Kappa, we didn't take it. We did not tell Kappa, but the way we found it. So me and Masa were our practice buddies. Okay, so we practiced together, and it was just Masa was playing the map. We were chatting on Discord, and I was in the gym. I was doing a workout, and Masa was like complaining to me about the ice. He couldn't get gear 4 or 5, and I was like, okay, listen up. Try to do a 360 in the air on the ice. This was first brainstorm. So I did my workout set. In between the sets, I wrote him, okay, listen, Masa, try to do a 360 on the ice. Tell me how it works. I complete my other set. I get a message back. All right. It's wicked, but it's 2.8 seconds slower. I was like, okay, that's not it. So I was thinking again. I was like, wait, hold up. There's a booster on the right side. What if we take the booster? Amasa is like, okay, yeah, I'll try. So I do my next set. I check the message back. He says, it does look faster. I do get gear 5, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to be faster in the long run. Then 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, he keeps on doing it. and it's actually faster. And that's how we figured out, or well, that's how I found out that this was actually faster. And then, yeah, we were actually supposed to only have it for us two, and then Peck joined an evening session, and obviously I didn't show him because I wanted to hide the strat just to keep it for me and Massa. But he was constantly complaining, man, I cannot get gear 5, dude. What are you doing? Blah, blah. I was just spectating, right? I was not playing. And then he was like, wait a minute. I'm gonna try I'm gonna try something. Okay. I think I know what you're doing, Tim. I think I got it. And then I'm like, yeah, what is it? Are you taking the booster? And I didn't say anything yet. Red. I was like, wait, no, that's not allowed. Like, I already knew, I got it confirmed from Omar that it's allowed to take it. I was like, no, dude, that's the safe route. What the hell, dude? It's the safe route. Why are you taking the safe route? It's not allowed. And then he was like, I'm gonna ask Omar. I hear him chatting. Omar, can I take the I was like, okay, Tom. Okay, it's allowed. So then he also joined the practice sessions. So now it's me, Massa, and Tom that are doing some practice sessions together. But yeah, funny how we found it out. But yeah, you can get guaranteed gear 5, guys. So if you're having trouble with that map, hey, there it is, gear 5.
Yeah, and so Kappa doing it as well. I guess he just found it out on
Yeah.
his own, I guess.
Yeah. Good for Kappa. That is some big. I actually expected some more people because Afi is always like a big brainer together with Gwen, and I was like, man, damn.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I see Cam saying some guy on TrackMania Discord suggesting the same. Like, yeah, I didn't read that. I'm not reading those Discords, so yeah. But that was the story. That's the story.
Yeah, I mean, we did see a different Gwen line on the really big jump map. I forgot the name real quick. It's one of the remakes.
Airbridge.
Yeah. He jumped to the checkpoint that is just before you go into the identity. So you have a little bit of a you had a little bit of airtime on that hill.
Yeah,
he just jumps to the left.
Oh wait, was it faster? Because Granadi actually brainstormed that on stream, and we came to the conclusion it's not faster.
It didn't look faster. It looked like obviously he gains time jumping to the left, and then it's shorter. But then you just overtook him again because you had way more speed. So it didn't look faster, but I don't know.
Maybe it's safer though. But yeah, that map is out, so it's.
Oh well, okay. Then it doesn't matter.
It's gone. But yeah, that's that's it.
Yeah, I got it right here. Right here.
Beautiful. #ad.
#ad.
All right. Well, I will. I did record my POV, so probably gonna watch it.
Awesome.
And
cool.
Then yeah.
I'll just end it here and let you take over, right?
All right. Sounds